am Dr. Tonya Traylor. I am with AWD Organization. I am the medical director here for the Northeast Texas. Just want to give you a little bit of background, my educational background. I did not start in the medical field until I think I was 28 years old. I found myself in a position, I was becoming a single mother of 3 kids, and I had no clue of where I was going to go or what I was going to do next. A lot of times we have plans for ourselves in this life, but God has a plan, and a lot of times He doesn't tell it what it is. So until God tells us what that plan is, that is when you see what God's plan was. If you see the ladder that my kids drew for me when I graduated from the doctoral program, I began as an LVN almost 26 years ago now. I started as an LVN. I remember going to the counselor center and saying, hey, I need to know what I can do with the credits that I have so that I can take care of my kids and not be a part of the system. I remember her telling me that on Monday, if you can have this list of things done, you can start the LVN program. It's 1 year. I remember on Monday sitting in that classroom, and I also remember never stopping from that point. Okay, since I gave you guys a little bit of my educational background, I want you guys to know that yes, God had a plan for me. And that God, once He has a plan for you, that it is meant for you, it will be. But I don't want you to think that any of this was handed to me. It was not given to me. None of this was easy. Every step was a purpose. I studied. I missed a lot of things in life. There are so many things that I missed. I always told myself, hey, you can always have that later. You can always go to the movies later. You can always go to this event later. Because there's many a nights I cried because I didn't think I had it. There's so many a nights that I opened a test that I was like, I know none of this. I have no clue of what I'm looking at. I don't even remember studying this after I'd studied, and all I could do was cry. But God made a way each and every time. I don't want you to think that it's easy, because there's lots of time that it's not easy. There are going to be some hardships. There are going to be some crying nights. There are going to be some times to where you think that you won't make it, but all you do is you pray, you persevere, you make sure you got to do your part. We can pray all day. I remember my mama asked me one day, I said, hey mama, pray for me today because I got a test in the morning. And she said, did you study? I remember that like it was yesterday when she said, did you study? And I said, yes, I studied. And she said, well, then I'll pray for you. So I remember that, and knowing that all those nights of crying and persevering, missing out on multiple events and things that everyone else was doing, that it was all worth it in the end, and that God had His plan, and now I can see what it was.